Dear Derry. So, you know those days when it seems like life has kind of tossed you a bone, finally? Well, before I get into this, let me first apologize profusely for not putting out a video yesterday. Oh my God, the world is ending. Uh, it got to be like midnight 30, 1 o'clock, and I was like, eh, no. Um, it's not that I didn't care. I didn't really care. Not enough to go through the whatever. So I decided not to. I get to take a break every now and again. Um, anyway, so sorry. Um, so bone tossing life thing. I've been trying to figure out how am I going to make my channel more popular, increase my number of subscribers. What can I do aside from going to Twitter every day and saying, "Hi guys, if you're not subscribing, could you go and click on the subscribe button, please?" Or something. I don't know. But that really sounded pathetic. I wonder if that would work. It's hard to do that in text. Anyway, especially in 140 characters or less. Suffice to say that I've been trying to figure out ways to increase my subscriber numbers. Now, I think part of that is going to be, I don't know how many of you watch Geek Domo's channel. I believe it is Geek Domo on the YouTubes. He also has a Twitch channel, which I think may be Geek Domo as well. I don't recall it right this second. But he's got a show, kind of like a podcast sort of thing that he does, called Into the Portal, or Through the Portal, something about a portal. There is a portal involved, I know that much. Which makes me some sort of an expert on something, apparently. So he asked me like 2 weeks ago or so if I would consider going on the show, and I was like, I can't even imagine what sort of, because it's mostly about EverQuest Next, and I don't know anything about EverQuest. I never played it, the original, and like I said, I think I mentioned in a previous episode that I sat next to a friend of mine and I watched him play it. I watched him and his party with their bard, zipping across the landscape and going and trying to take down Lord Nagathon. I know that much, but aside from that, so I'm like, what could I possibly have to contribute to a show like this? I don't know. Well, he asked me again today. I was watching their show today, and he asked me, afterwards, because at the end of the show, he had said that, they're coming up on releasing this thing, this winter. I believe this is for Landmark, and EverQuest Next Landmark, which is sort of here are all of the tools that our artists use to build the world and everything else. Here, you have them. You play with them for a while and help us generate content or whatever. If you make content that you really like, you can sell it on the market. If you guys want to find out about EverQuest Next Landmark, go look it up. Go look it up. There's plenty more information out there than I could possibly give to you. Anyway, so they were talking about, they're going to be releasing this thing. So is this thing even going to be done? And in the course of the end of the conversation, it was like, they as gamers don't really have that kind of perspective. But for somebody who's worked for a game company, who's worked on a couple of, pretty major titles and done QA and actually been involved in the game, creation process, I have a perspective on what would be required to make that happen. And so they asked me Geek Domo asked me to be on the show. So we'll see. Hopefully that happens. That would be a lot of fun, and I would enjoy that a great deal. Additionally, something else. So about 5 p.m. or so today, I think. I'm, again, sitting here going, yes, but what else can I do to make my channel more popular? Right about the point that I think that, boom, an email shows up with a Hearthstone beta key in it. And I'm like, ha ha ha! I may have an idea here. This could work quite well. So I'm going to try to get everything set up. I'm pretty sure my computer could probably handle Hearthstone and recording it at a decent frame rate and a decent resolution. We'll see. So I'll try to do some, and everybody else in the frickin' world who's got a beta key is, putting up videos of them playing Hearthstone. Okay, fine. I will too. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. Maybe it won't. We'll see. So there's that. So at some point in the very near future, I will probably start posting Hearthstone videos. We'll see how that goes. With my luck, I'll wind up playing against somebody like Krendor or Jesse or Total Biscuit, and I'll get my face handed to me. Or I could wind up playing against anybody else in the world and probably have the same result, because I'm not that familiar with card games and whatnot. This is going to be, oh, look at the noob play, is what this is going to be, because it's like, we want the perspective of somebody who has no idea how to play this, card battle kind of game thing. Shortly before that email came in, shortly before I thought, what can I do to make my channel more popular? I use a antivirus thing, and it announced to me that the virus database had been updated. And I was on a Skype call with some friends of mine in Canada and San Diego, two separate friends in those locations. And, I heard, that the virus database had been updated. And I was like, oh, good. It just told me that the virus database has been, and they're like, yay, now I can have unprotected sex. And I was like, that doesn't work, does it? Just because your computer is protected against viruses does not mean you can't use a condom when you have sex. I don't know. It's these stray thoughts that just, it's like a Leonid meteor shower of anti-segues. Whatever an anti-segue is. Non sequitur. That's which is practically saying exactly the same thing. But anyway, so yeah, don't ever make that confusion. Just because your computer's protected against viruses does not mean that you can skip the condom. Okay? Shouldn't have to say that. Seriously. What the hell? You kids these days. Although I did, at one point, this was many years ago, saw a condom that looked like R2-D2, which was, I don't want to say it was fitting, because that seems like the wrong, adverb to use in that particular demonstration model. The C3PO one right next to it, very tall and skinny, that worked, but the one with the R2-D2 should have been shorter. Anyway, the Wookiee one, however, could have not trimmed as much, not as much manscaping. It probably would have set up. Never mind. So yeah, I got when I was thinking about sorry, just to jump back to the through the portal podcast doohickey show thing, the next week or the week after, I'm not sure which. There's a possibility that I'm going to start yawning again, and it's only 10 o'clock. there's a possibility that they're going to change days, because right now it's usually on Mondays like it was today, but they're going to start changing days up, and they're not sure exactly when it's going to be that they're going to move it to. What would be funny is if it winds up being on, I believe, not this coming Friday, but next Friday, which is the you'll probably know this before I do, the 20th, which I think, if the show winds up falling on that day, unless I miss my guess, I think that's International Talk Like a Pirate Day, which means I would have to do the show talking like a pirate, which could be kind of amusing at first and annoying after that. We'll see. So we're about to hit the 11-minute mark. I think I've covered everything. No! Pirates and condoms and ship parts. Somehow, when I was discussing this with my housemates, talking like a pirate on the show, and somehow it got into talking about different parts of the ship and whatnot. Oh, I think I had mentioned a mizzen mast. And then I got to the forecastle, which, if you are not familiar with sailing terms, forecastle is spelled Forecastle. It looks like forecastle, like the forward castle, the forecastle, but it is pronounced forecastle. Well, if you use a thick enough pirate accent, that sounds like you're saying it screws everybody. Just go with a pirate accent and say it, or something. Just saying. So not really much else, and we are at 12 minutes. So I am going to let you guys go. I'm going to go and start recording some Hearthstone. I think if I can get this thing working the way I want it to. And I will talk to you guys next time, and until then, be careless.